This man probably needs no real introduction here. It is Mr. Donnie Big Bags himself. He has been in the Untitled ecosystem for God knows how long. He's been a Moonbeam supporter for a long time as well, and has launched many projects in the Untitled ecosystem. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to you, Donnie. Take it away, and I'll be back in a little bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really hoping my microphone is live and kicking. I don't know how to enable my fancy slideshow. Oh, someone's helped me with that. So this is the first slideshow presentation I've ever had the pleasure to do. I feel like I'm back at uni 10 years ago, you know, apart from all the fun DJ antics around it. Like Nate said, I've been a big supporter of Polkadot. I was probably the first person to pick up on the public sale when it was announced. I helped incubate multiple communities. We helped build the community on Moonriver, and it was at Moonriver where we decided to start building. So this is 14 months ago now. We were having lots of fun at Moonriver Unofficial, and someone basically taunted me and got me to build something. So I pulled together the best team I could within a weekend. Just so happens to be that I was friends with the head of blockchain at Energy Web, Adam Nagy, who's an absolute wizard. And we launched the first NFT marketplace on Moonriver within 3 days, and it's this NFT collection called Moonsama. And since then, I think everyone listening right now has heard of it. So I think the presentation I'm going to give now is going to be sort of like a general purpose overview and our evolution and, you know, where we started and where we're going. So hopefully this moves a slide. Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, it's difficult to read everything. But first, I really want to say like a big shout out to the Moonbeam team. You know, Derek is an absolutely awesome guy, and the rest of the team, you know, Kathy, Kate, Nate, what's his name? Not Alessandro, but he's got a name similar to that one, the dev guys and everything. You know, whenever we've needed help with anything, they've always been there for us. And Moonbeam has been a very hospitable environment to sort of build in. I never considered myself to be a Web3 builder. I was more of an impact investor and did pretty well in the space, but now I went on a tangent and continued down this sort of Web3 building path and aiming to sort of change the game when it comes to metaverse interoperability, Web3 gaming, NFT fundraising mechanisms and stuff. And yeah, so I mean, none of this would be possible without the Moonbeam team, and I absolutely love them. So yeah, just a quick overview of the Moonsama ecosystem. So I think the Moonsama ecosystem, I think right now in the current climate, it is the biggest NFT ecosystem outside of Ethereum. I think I'm not with you know what happened with FTX and Solana. I think Moonsama themselves sort of flipped everything there, and I think this is very significant. You know, I'm not price orientated. I don't care about that. I'm just here to build. But you know, we are able to create success within NFTs on what, you know, a chain that doesn't really have a strong NFT economy. The current strong NFT economies are Ethereum, you know, Solana was, even Polygon's rising up, and then there's a few others, you know, sort of the layer 2s that are incubating there, even possibly Cardano. And no one expects anything from dinky little Moonriver, you know, the canary network of Moonbeam, but we did it. We pulled it off, and we really have, you know, created success when no one believed we could. So yeah, 14 months in, we've got multiple NFT collections. I think this slide's a bit wrong, to be honest. We launched Moonsamas on Moonriver. Then we built something called Raresama, which is like an NFT marketplace, and I think it's the most popular one within their Untitled Eco right now. And on there, we launched Gromlins. Gromlins is an NFT collection on Moonbeam. It's the #1 NFT collection on Polkadot compared to the rest, like market valuation. And then we launched Exosama on Ethereum. And our goal there is to have a lot of fun in regards to NFT interoperability. You know, we've got the Exosama avatars on Ethereum, and we can equip our swords from Moonriver, you know, and even potentially our backgrounds from Moonbeam and other assets. So we've been growing like that, and the thing that glues everything together is something called the Moonsama Multiverse Portal. And I don't know, 12 months ago we started building it, and we were able to connect the Moonriver blockchain to Minecraft. We tend to keep Minecraft related stuff out of everything now because it's pretty annoying being classified as a Minecraft project. But yeah, we successfully integrated it, and we had a lot of fun there, and that was how sort of the momentum started. We had all these sort of on-chain assets, our fans, weapons, NFT skins, and things, and we built a substrate to integrate them all with between the off-chain and on-chain world, should we say? And since then we've been integrating extra blockchains like Moonbeam and Ethereum, and we are successfully running a sort of multiverse substrate with over 1,000 users weekly, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, each week 1,000+ players play Moonsama Carnage on a Sunday. The minimum barrier to entry is around $3,000, so they're pretty expensive games. But going forward now, how we're going to evolve is, I don't want to be building stuff for a small closed ecosystem. 1,000 players is fun, but we want to hit 10,000 players, 100,000 players, 1 million plus. So we need to sort of expand our infrastructure there. I am going to now, here we go, major milestones. So this, I think we get a lot of hype because we don't tend to post white papers, we don't post roadmaps or anything, we just deliver stuff, I think even if you've seen our Moonsama metaverse, this Moonsama idea, just woke up and thought, wouldn't it be nice to go fishing in the metaverse? And then we fished up these Moonsama NFTs, and they produce poop, and poop eventually becomes a very important token related to our ecosystem. So it's this non-stop delivery has sort of helped incubate this unrivaled community of absolute crazy degens, which you'll probably see everywhere. I think this is what Web3 founders tend to foul on. They stick to these long-term extensive roadmaps on these sort of train tracks, and they don't allow themselves to veer off. CZ, produced a quote on Twitter recently, like, as an entrepreneur, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't have a plan. He just goes with it and solves problems along the way. I think it's a bit more verbose and eloquent than that, but that's generally how it goes. Moonsama's always been like that. We just, we started with our NFTs. We just wanted to build some utility, wanted to play Minecraft with our friends, wanted to craft some cool stuff, and it just keeps going on, becoming bigger and bigger. Now, if you see my Twitter at Donnie Big Bags today, you'll see, we're working on about 7 different deployments at the moment. Everything from Super Gromlin Kart, which started off as a meme, and now it's a browser-based racing game using our Moonbeam assets. The NFTs, we're doing around the dog charity work we're doing, where we're feeding over 300 homeless dogs at the moment. And the really sort of important thing now is talking about our next steps. So this is very important for the Moonbeam community, because we want to really make it clear that, our Moonsamas on Moon River, our Gromlins on Moonbeam, we've got a lot of assets between the Moonbeam ecosystem. But we need to build a customized gaming blockchain to work side by side, sort of symbiotic relationship with the Moonbeam power chains. So we are going to be launching Exosama Network. It starts off as a standalone EVM chain, which we can spin up quite fast. Fortunately, with Vadim Nagy as our CTO and his sort of work pals, they've already deployed blockchains for enterprise, where some of the largest energy companies in the world, like Shell, Engie, even telecommunications companies like Vodafone use. So we've got an enterprise grade sort of standalone EVM chain at the moment to start playing around with. But we're actually working on with a new substrate based team. We are building a fully fledged gaming power chain, and we aim for this power chain to work side by side with Moonbeam. So if you know about Polkadot, it's not just there so you can just build one layer one and you can do everything. We need to have 100 domain-specific blockchains with their own domain-specific governance, and we need to showcase interoperability using XCM. And something that I plan to do with the Pure State team and Moonbeam is really unlock that sort of XCM functionality, moving assets between chains. Because at the moment, it sounds really good on paper, but we haven't seen any teams in this ecosystem sort of develop that and push that forward. So Exosama Network's coming. It will eventually turn to Moonsama Network. It's a proof of authority blockchain. It's going to be the first blockchain in the world governed by NFTs. This is very important to Moonsama, decentralization and governance. I think we have the most sort of intricate governance mechanism. We have a town hall in the metaverse. We all come together to speak. Even Gavin Wood was tweeting about it, the founder of Polkadot. And we plan to use the new Polkadot primitives there with GovV2. But we will be building a governance palette for sort of NFT-backed governance, which other power chains can integrate in the future, if they find that NFTs are a suitable governance mechanism, due to their illiquidity. There's no form of governance sniping of things, and that sort of social and cultural utility to them. It really does bring up the vote turnout rates. I think at the moment with a lot of blockchains, the problem is, you've got 1% vote turnout rates on on-chain governance, and you only need 1.1% of the supply to control the vote. It's not secure. It doesn't matter if you're backed by a $30 billion network. Your governance isn't secure as a power chain when it's fully controlled on-chain. Then, so we're treating governance a lot more seriously. And we want to experiment with gasless transactions as well. And that's something that Polkadot achieves because you lease your blockchain slot. So if we aim to bring 1 million different players to our ecosystem, we can't expect them all to go through this really difficult process of, 5 different wallets and centralized exchanges where they get rugged and stuff. I would hope little Jimmy comes along and he gets to play with us. And, basic functionality on chain, such as using our multiverse portal or game interfaces or signups for events, it will be gasless. It would be paid by the network as part of releasing the blockchain. But we will be experimenting with that on our standalone EVM chain as well. So yeah, we will have this Sama token, which was not sold. It's not a security or anything. It was earned in the metaverse. It's a simple utility token. Those Ponsamas that we spent the last year playing Carnage and amassing, they were producing poop, and that poop is now going to, in the next, over this weekend, will be directly transferable into this layer 1 token. So it uses the same billion supply. You can either just bridge it in using the interface we're about to launch, or you can do it through the metaverse. If you do it for the metaverse, you get some additional cool stuff, such as Mobidium to mechanize your fish, blood crystals to infect them, and DNA, which we'll be using for this upcoming Pet Sama expansion into our metaverse. And Sama as well. I think one of the problems that we found with Moonsama, the original NFTs that we've got, is only a 1,000 collection, which results in about 340 unique individuals holding it. And I'd imagine over time it actually becomes less as people sort of start to amass them more. The problem is if you sort of restrict your ecosystem to these NFTs only, it's difficult. We want to open it to everyone. So having a fungible token serves a great purpose when it comes to gamifying Web3 gaming. You only need to have a small amount of it to sort of interface with everything. So there's a lot coming for that. I think one of the things that's really important, though, is the mechanism of how it was created. When we are building an ecosystem, we want to ensure that the core community, sort of the ones who are going to interface with this gaming ecosystem, the ones to get their hands on it. And it was a lot of hard work, all the steps that were required over the last 12 months. And, I think it's will be pretty rewarding. I'm going to be going pretty fast now. I know I'm talking over this 20-minute limit. Our team's been expanding quite well. It's all started as 4 people on Moonbeam, and now there's over 30 people working on Moonsama. We have an art studio with 14 people there. We've got people in Thailand working on things on sort of the charitable initiatives, and we've got a very strong core team of devs building. I don't want it to turn into a shill post, but I do want to do a massive shout out to all of the partners that are working with us, especially Subsquid. We're always on at them and stuff, and they're providing like this sort of the graph of Web3, but they index metadata, and it's really useful for us. Kill, one of the biggest Polkadot teams, have just migrated from Kusama to Polkadot. Public Pressure, I absolutely love them as well. Sergio, Francesca Versace, the daughter of Jenny Versace, she's bringing a lot of cool stuff over. So a lot of these teams are sort of Moonbeam native, Moonriver native, and I love all of them. Always respect our partners and whatnot. My slide for my contact us isn't really popping up at the moment. Seems like you can't see anything, but I think it's not going to be difficult to find us, you know. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I would never be able to cover it all on this slide. I hope that was a good enough sort of brief overview as everything's happening. The only thing I'd just say is expect chaos. Even during this despair period, we're sort of delivering every single day. I don't know if we've got any questions. Nate, is you coming up? I'm not sure. There he is.
Hey, I was going to give you a couple minutes leeway, but you sound like you moved through it quick. Yeah, look,
dude, when I talk to you normally, I'm there speaking for an hour and a half straight. I was panicking over a 20-minute limit.
I mean, I don't have my like cane out here. I was gonna like pull you off stage with it if I had to, like I did back in the old days. But no, you did great. Fit in the time limit. We do appreciate it. We do try and keep on schedule. And look, you know, Donnie the Builder. We are obviously you've been in this ecosystem for a long time, and you know, you've created an amazing ecosystem. And so I think you know, we all love what you're building. Excited to see the next evolution of it. And there's certainly a bunch of stuff that both ecosystems will be able to collaborate on. And so we continue to look forward to that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, to be honest. And I think, you know, for Polkadot to succeed, we really need to showcase the tech. And I think the Moonsama team, coupled with the Moonbeam team, are really going to do just that. So this is very exciting for me. I'm a big believer in this eco, a big believer in Moonbeam, big believer in everything we can do together, all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it must be, I think you kind of mentioned in the beginning, you said you never really saw yourself as like a builder back in 2016, 15, whenever you got hooked in with the initial team. And so riding that wave for, shit, 8, 6
You got to do it. You don't choose what you want in life. It's destiny, you know. I'm here to build Moonsama, and I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
It's one of them, but I love it. I love every minute of it.
Cool, awesome. Well, thank you again for joining, Donnie. Always great. It looks like you a lot of your ecosystem joined. Was a lot of comments, a lot of love. So always good to see. I'm sure Shiny D's on here somewhere as well, hopefully. But yeah, so thanks again, Donnie, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
All right, take it easy.